Welcome to Wahoo Public Schools, and we have the last of the regular season for the Lady Warriors, Class C1 districts. That's coming up next week already. So that means tonight we get to have the Lady Warriors Senior Night going on. So we will be introducing them here in a moment. I want to congratulate them on a great high school career. I want to say thank you for all the hard work that they've done. We'll turn it over to the stadium announcer now.
Good evening. Tonight we celebrate the Wahoo High School girls basketball program. Our seniors and their parents. These young women have devoted a tremendous amount of time and energy to the Wahoo girls basketball program. At this time, we would like to recognize these student athletes and pay tribute to their efforts. Addison Hancock. Tournament her junior year. Addie's advice for others is pressure is a privilege. Take it all in. Addison Hancock. Number 2, Erin Galladay. Erin is the daughter of Vernon and Gretchen Galladay. Her other activities at Wahoo High School include golf, track and field, National Honor Society, FBLA, and the Athletic Directors Leadership Council. Erin plans to attend the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and major in marketing. Her favorite basketball memories are the locker rooms before and after games. Erin's advice for others is get involved and work hard. Erin Galladay. Number 11, Kendall Sheely. Kendall is the granddaughter of Patricia Hammond and the sister of Paige Lambert. Her other activities at Wahoo High School include volleyball and track and field. Kendall plans on attending the College of St. Mary's to run track and study pre-law. Her favorite basketball memories are eavesdropping on the bus ride conversations. Kendall's advice for others is cherish the time you have with your teammates because sooner than later you will wish you could go back in time. Number 11, Kendall Sheely. Number 15, Tyler Roberts. Tyler is the daughter of Tammy Roberts and the Clipper, Travis and Amanda Roberts. Tyler's plans to attend the College of Hair Design to get a cosmetology and aesthetics license to open her own salon. Her favorite basketball memory is getting to experience the environment at the state basketball tournament her freshman year. Tyler's advice for others is, every day is a gift, make it count. Number 15, Tyler Roberts. Number 22, Nevaeh Moldaner. Nevaeh is the daughter of John Stewart, along with Rachel and Josh Moldaner. Her other activities at Wahoo High School include FBLA, Multicultural Club, and the Student Council. Nevaeh plans on attending Southeast Community College to pursue a business marketing degree. Her favorite basketball memory is teasing Coach Forbes as much as she could. Nevaeh's advice for others is, it's only embarrassing if you think it's embarrassing. Always be your true self. Number 22, Nevaeh Moldaner. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get all these 2026 student athlete Lady Warriors. A nice round of applause.
Welcome, everybody, to Wahoo as we are in the Coach Mick Anderson Gymnasium, ready for some basketball. The Warriors are taking on Plattsmouth Blue Devils as we are getting ready for the last regular season game for the Lady Warriors. The boys, they have one more game coming up next week. Next week, the Lady Warriors will be hosting Tuesday and Thursday sub-districts right here. I know DC West is going to come to play, and so we've set it up with the school so you can be able to watch it on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, and we'll make sure the cameras are on and everything is there for you. We do want to say thank you to the sponsors that are a part of all of our broadcasts. Tonight's game is brought to you by Wahoo Dental Associates. Overall game sponsors for the entire school year include JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store and Retire Path Advisors, Sid Doan of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Well, we just a few minutes ago had senior night for the ladies. Next week will be senior night for the boys. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at the teams that we'll be seeing tonight. Starting off with girls side. Wahoo 13-9 facing off against 4-15 Plattsmouth. Let's take a look at some of the stats for the Blue Devils starting off. So all in all, points per game leader is Ava Wilson, leading with 8.4 points per game. Field goal percentage goes to Chloe Adkins, 41% from the floor. Rebounds per game goes to Ashley Whittick at 9.5 rebounds per game. Assists per game, Ava Wilson at 1.5. Steals per game, Chloe Adkins, 1.6. Blocks per game, Ashley Whittick, 1.4. Free throws at the foul line, Ruby Campen is leading with 56%. And from the three-point line, Ashley Whittick leading at 28%. Now we turn over to the Warriors. Let's go ahead and take a look at their stat leaders as we continue on. Claire Emerson leading at 11.1 points per game. Field goal percentage is Karen Eady at 42%. Rebounds per game, Claire Emerson, 5.1. Assists per game, Erin Galladay, 1.9. Steals per game, Karen Eady at 2.1. Blocks per game, Nevea Mollander at 0.4. Free throws, the foul line percentage goes to Karen Eady at 52%. 3-point field goal percentage goes to Talia Roberts at 30% from the 3-point line. Overall points leader for the entire season so far is Claire Emerson with 244 points. So we just have a couple minutes before the game will be on. Boys will follow. Now again, for the ladies, this is the last of the regular season games. It's been a great season, and we look forward to sub-districts, which start next week, and then districts to follow, going on to state. The battle begins as Warriors will be hosting. So we will see them hosting DC West. I believe that's going to be Tuesday. They'll also be hosting on Thursday. So working their way through sub-districts. The boys will be back in play, not only tonight, but next Friday night. They'll be bringing much of the activities. Other activities you can see as we continue on into districts headed towards state. Wrestling is going to be here. Wahoo is hosting wrestling districts this Saturday. starting off with 3 mats and going to lunchtime, moving it down to 2 mats to wrap up the day. So again, that can be all seen at the Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. You can hear them in the background, a rare treat for us, as we have the Wahoo Warrior Band coming up. Always fantastic to hear them. So again, tonight's game is brought to you by Wahoo Dental Associates. And then overall, the sponsors, a part of all of our broadcasts, include JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, and Retire Path Advisors. Sid Dillon of Wahoo. Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. All right, 2 minutes from game time. We'll take a little break, and when we come back, we will have the stadium announcer introduce the national anthem, the starting lineups, and get ready for game time right here. This is Warrior Basketball on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online, wahooradio.com.
Good evening. Welcome to Coach Kim Anderson Gymnasium at Wahoo High School. Hello, Warriors. A special welcome to all of our guests from Plattsmouth High School. This evening's contest is sponsored by Wahoo Dental Associates. Thank you to Dr. J.C. Block and his staff for their support of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club, Warrior Athletic programs, coaches, and student athletes. And now the starting lineups. Fans, please rise and remove your caps as we stand and honor our flag and country with the playing of the national anthem, performed by the Wahoo High School Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Jason Smith and Mrs. Abby Rude. Number 5, the senior, Chloe Edmond. Number 15, the senior, Haley Briggs. Number 20, the senior, Ashley Ryder. And number 33, the junior, Willie Campbell. Head coach, Justin White.
All right, we are ready. Warrior basketball right here on bscnlive.com, Saunders County Online, Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, and 99.3 FM, wahooradio.com. The tip-off is won by Plattsmouth. Plattsmouth gets it, sends it to the near side. Looking for help, gets it, turn around, and gets it down underneath. In the hands of Briggs. Briggs traveling down the left side and draws the foul, and that's the first foul against Olivia Wesley for the Warriors. Oh, they're actually calling that against Claire Emerson. Comes out, gets into the hands of Ruby Champion. Back over to Whittick. Whittick looking for help. Sends it across. Tries, almost stolen away. Gets in the hands of Briggs. Briggs puts it up and drops it in for two. Aaron Galladay down the court. Brings it to the near side to Lacey. Lacey. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That's Edie. Edie sends it all the way across to Hancock. Hancock gets it in to the far side. Back to Edie. Taken away. It is taken out of the hands by Jerkson by Field for the Blue Devils. Field drives in, sends it across to the far side to Briggs. Briggs back out, gets it out to Whittick. Whittick driving in, pulls back. The jumper is there and too long into the hands of Wesley for the Warriors. Drives down the court, tries to pass across. A loose ball picked up, and that is picked up by Galladay. Galladay sends it to Hancock. Hancock driving the left side. Stops, sends it back out, gets it out to Emerson. Emerson all the way across to Galladay at the right wing. Galladay driving in, hands it back out, goes across to Wesley. Wesley drives up, puts it up, does not drop in, but does get the foul. So it's a shooting foul, and that's going to be the first team foul and the first personal foul that's going to go against Chloe Atkins. So we have Wesley with 2 attempts. First attempt is up, and that is a little too hard. Bounces off to the left. One more attempt. Warriors looking to get their first point up there, and that is up, and that rims out. Rebound brought in by Atkins, sending it forward. Battling across, Briggs gets it across the timeline and ends up going out of bounds. And that goes out of bounds off of Wesley for the Warriors, so stays with the Blue Devils. Champion to inbound, looking for help. Bounce pass, is able to get it in. into the hands of Field. Field comes across to the near side. Top. Now we have Champion. Champion ends up losing the ball, gets in the hands of Wesley for the Warriors, puts it up, not able to get it in, but Emerson able to get it back into play for the Warriors. Three-pointer by Hancock, and that's too hard, comes back out. Rebound by Champion for the Blue Devils. Champion taking it down court. Goes to the left. Bounce pass, gets it over to Wittick. Wittick tries to get it in underneath. Off the fingertips of Adkins, goes out of bounds, turnover to the Warriors. Emerson inbounds to Galladay for the Warriors. Takes it down court. Goes to the far side, goes to Wesley. Wesley drives to the top of the key, sends across to Galladay on the right wing. Galladay drives in, all the way across, and we have Claire Emerson taking the three. First points of the game. It's a three-pointer for the Warriors. Blue Devils inbound. Get it in the hands of Field. Field needs help. Gets it across over to Champion. Champion sends it forward to Briggs. Briggs tries to pass underneath, taken away by Wesley. Sends it forward to Galladay. Galladay drives down the court, sends it across. Open three by Hancock. That one rims out. Good rebound by Edie, but not able to get it to drop in. Back in the hands of the Blue Devils. 3-2. Warriors with the lead. And with that, the Blue Devils call a break, a timeout. And want to say thank you to sponsors, part of all of our broadcasts. They've been part of everything right here. Tonight's game sponsor is Wahoo Dental Associates. Also want to say thank you to JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon and Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Gruber, Shuttle Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Warriors with a 3-2 lead, 4:29 left in the first period. Blue Devils with the inbound coming out of the timeout. Inbound gets into the hands of Wilson. Ava Wilson sends it forward, gets it to Field. Field back out to Villamonte. Villamonte driving up the lane, looking to hand it off, taken away. Battle for the ball, and it ends up in Hancock's hand for the Warriors. Goes to the far side as Wesley gets it back to the top. Hancock now drives to the free throw line, bounces pass back to Emerson. Emerson gets it in. Wesley drives in, it's too hard. Rebound gets into the hands for the Blue Devils into Field. Field sends it forward to Villamonte. Villamonte calling a play at the top of the key. Goes off to the right. Gets it back out to Wittick. Wittick takes the three, and it rims out. Gets into the hands of Hancock for the Warriors. Takes it down the court, goes to the left side. Sends it to Galladay. Takes the three from the right wing, and it's good! Just like that, Warriors lead 6-2. 3:22 left of the first period. Looking for help, and sends it in. And that's in the hands of Emerson. Tries to put it up, not able to do the easy layup. Gets back in the hands of the Blue Devils. Villamonte sends it forward. Now it's in the hands of Wilson. Drives in the court, puts it up, draws the foul, does not make it. So that is sending Ava Wilson to the free throw line, and that is the second team foul. First personal foul for Nevea Molander. First attempt is up, and that's good. 6-3, 3:01 left of the first period. So Whittick comes out, replaced by Carney for the Blue Devils. Second attempt. That is up a little too long, and rebound is brought in by Roberts for the Warriors. Gets it back all the way across. We have Greg on the left wing, back across to Roberts. Driving across over to Galladay. Galladay looking for the screen at the free throw line, looking for helps. Bounce pass over. Gets in the hands of Edie. Edie gets it underneath. Greg tries to put it up, not able to get it drop in. Blue Devils with the rebound. Villamonte with the drive, goes to the right side, hands it off, gets it over to Carney. Carney drives in and is able to put it up for two. 6-5, 2:16 left of the first period. Comes to the near side. We see Smart. We have an offensive foul. It's against Karen Edie. So turnover to the Blue Devils. Inbound for the Blue Devils goes to Ava Wilson. Wilson gets it back across to Johnson. Johnson sends it to the near side, but taken away. And that is in the hands of Talia Roberts, who comes back, brings it out, looking for numbers. Greg gets it across. Smart gets it to the top of the key with Edie. Edie back to Roberts. Roberts drives in. She gets fouled. So that is the third team foul for Plattsmouth. And with that, we bring in quite a few players for the Warriors. So it looks like we're bringing back in most of the starting lineup. So Hancock is in. The only one is not is gets in, goes to the top of the key. Back across in the hands of Wesley. Wesley gets it to Edie. Edie, top ball side up. Battle, the ball comes loose and into the hands of Whittick for the Blue Devils. Hands it over to Champion. Champion looking for help. Gets it back over to Whittick. Whittick sends it to the top. Ball, the pass is off the mark, and now we have a jump ball. Warriors have the possession arrow. So we have the inbound to Hancock for the Warriors. Goes to the near side, gets in the hands of Wesley. Wesley, the pass comes out and gets through a lot of hands, but to Galladay, or Hancock. Driving in as Emerson tries to put it up. Back to Emerson. Emerson drives underneath, sends it out. Three-point shot is off the mark. Rebound by the Blue Devils. Blue Devils get in the hand of Briggs. Briggs goes to the far side. Now to the top to Villamonte. I'm sorry, that's Wilson. Wilson to Villamonte. Villamonte had to chase down the ball. Gets it in the hands of Wilson. Wilson back over to Champion. She drives in, puts it up, and draws the foul. So that is the fourth team foul. 21 seconds left of the first period. Second personal foul for Claire Emerson. So Ruby Champion at the free throw line. Warriors with a 6-5 lead. This could change dramatically depending upon how the free throws go. First attempt, a little hard. Rims out of the back. So Galladay back in. For the Warriors. Champion second attempt, that's up and good, ties it up, 6-6. Inbound in to Galladay's hands. Galladay takes it down the court. Calls the play at the top of the key, trying to make it so they take the last shot of the period. drives to the left. Driving now into the lane. Over to Hancock on the right. Hancock now at the top of the key looking for help. Back across. 3 seconds left. It puts it up and draws the foul. So Galladay going in, draws the foul. She goes up. 1.1 seconds left of the first period. So 33, Ruby Campen with the foul for the Blue Devils. Galladay's first attempt is good. 7-6. Waiting for a second attempt, and that is up and good as well. 8-6, 1.1 second. All they can do is heave it. The throw, and that is, they inbound and really not able to do anything with that. So, at the end of one, Warriors 8, Blue Devils 6. Again, we want to say thank you to all the sponsors part of our broadcasts all year long, the entire school year. We want to say thank you to the Wahoo Booster Club. Tonight's game is sponsored by Wahoo Dental Associates. We also want to say thank you to all the sponsors part of the Wahoo Booster Club. JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sedona, Wahoo, Titles, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Marty Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. All right, 8 minutes to halftime, and we'll see how this all plays out. So we're going to have the Blue Devils with the inbound. Wilson inbounds to Field. Field sends it all the way to the near side. Bounce pass underneath, gets it to Wittick. Wittick sends it across to Briggs. Briggs get back out to Champion. Champion looking to set up the key. Drives in the lane, puts it up, not able to get it in there. Into the hands of Galladay for the Warriors. Taking it back down to the opposite side of the court to the near side for Wesley on the right wing into the free throw line. Back up to underneath. Trying to put it up, and we see Claire Emerson trying to battle to get that shot off, and she draws the foul. So that's the first team foul. First personal foul for Ashley Whiting. First attempt is up and good. Claire Emerson's second attempt. 9-6, 7:20 left of the first half. Second attempt is also good. Champion to inbound, gets it into the hands of Wilson. Wilson back over to Champion. Champion looking for help. Loose ball, and we have a jump ball in the backcourt. Possession arrow favors the Warriors. Now, I think there's a discussion of that. So yes, the Warriors with the possession. Hancock out to inbound. Gets it in the hands of Galladay. Galladay goes to the top of the key. Sends it across to Wesley. Wesley underneath to Galladay. Puts it up, and it bounces out. Wesley with the rebound. Gets it back out to Hancock. Now Galladay has it on the right wing. Galladay driving in. Picks it up. Looking for getting it back out to Emerson, who drives in. Puts it up, and is able to drop it in for two. Blue Devils now try to get it in, get it out, all the way out to Champion. Champion stops at the free throw line, looking for help. Bounce pass, gets it across to Field. Field gets it all the way over, and I believe that was Briggs with the three-point attempt, and that goes out of bounds, and so it stays with the Blue Devils. Aaron Galladay with her first personal foul, first team foul of the second period. Inbound gets in to Briggs. Briggs drives in, tries to pass it. Does get it in the hands of Wittig. Wittig, turnaround jumper, and that's off the mark. Picked up by Emerson. Emerson driving down the court. Picks up, gets it over to Galladay. Galladay on the right wing. Now to Wesley. Wesley drives the lane, puts it up. It's tipped away, but gets her own rebound. Comes back out. All the way across to Edie. Edie driving in. Bounce pass out to Wesley. Wesley driving underneath. Back over to Hancock. Takes the three. That's too long. Rebound gets in the hands of Briggs. But Briggs loses control of it. And the ball is picked up by Galladay for the Warriors. Warriors back in business. Back to Wesley. Wesley drives in. Draws the foul. So she's going to go to the free throw line for two. That's the second team foul for the Blue Devils. Warriors lead 12-6. 5:35 left in the first half. It's the first personal foul for Elena Field. Blue Devils take a timeout. Again, we'll go ahead and say thank you so very much to all the sponsors part of the Wahoo Booster Club. Tonight's game sponsor is Wahoo Dental Associates. Next week, the boys will be playing against Malcolm. That's their last regular season game. Tonight is the ladies' last regular season game. C1 sub-districts will be held right here for the Warriors next Tuesday and Thursday. Let's go ahead and say thank you to some of the sponsors, including JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops. We'll continue to say thank you to all the sponsors as we continue on. So, Olivia Wesley at the free throw line for two. First attempt is up, and that is good. 13-6. Greg comes in, replaces Claire Emerson. Greg comes back out and going into the foul line. Rebound is not necessary as Wesley is able to get both of them. Wittig to inbound for the Blue Devils. Gets it in the hands of Champion. Champion taking it down court. Double team, looking for help. Taken away by Galladay. Drives up, and it is sent out of bounds with a block by Ashley Wittig, but it stays with the Warriors. Inbound to Greg. Greg drives across, sends it to the top. At the top, we have Addison Smart. Back over to Hancock. Hancock gets it to Galladay on the left wing. Galladay gets to Greg. Greg to Hancock. Hancock takes the open three. A little short. Rebound gets in the hands of the Blue Devils, but they travel with it. And so it goes back, stays with the Warriors. Blue Devils have not been helping themselves out very much here. So Edie to inbound, gets it into Galladay. Galladay, Hancock. Hancock sends it across to Smart. Smart dribbles to the top of the key. Back to Galladay, takes the three, but before the shot is up, there is an offensive foul. And that is against Addison Gregg. Her first personal foul and the second team foul. Field to inbound for the Blue Devils. Gets it into the hands of Champion. Champion dribbling, looking for an opening. Comes across, sends it forward, is able to get it in the hands of Field. Field, the ball gets lost and into the hands of Smart for the Warriors. Gets it over to Galladay. Galladay sends it forward, and nice open, but not able to do anything with it. We have a jump ball underneath that as Karen Edie tried to put that up and get her own rebound. Warriors with the possession. Galladay gets it into Greg. Greg, bounce pass underneath the Galladay. Back to Greg. Greg looked at the two-point jumper, sends it across to the top. Smart tries to drive in, loses it, but gets it back over to Hancock. Hancock sends it back to the right wing as we see Edie. Edie drives in, puts it up, draws the foul, is not able to get it to drop in. But that is the third team foul and the third personal foul for Chloe Adkins. First attempt is up and good. So Karin Edie increases the lead. So now we see other players coming in. Second attempt is up, and that one rims out. Rebound into the hands of Wittig for the Blue Devils. Takes it down the court. Stops. Gets it across to Champion. Champion driving in the lane. Loses control of the ball. Goes through a lot of different hands. Ends up out of bounds off the Blue Devils as Ava Wilson just couldn't keep it in the bounds. So Warriors with the inbound. Claire Emerson to inbound. Emerson inbounds to Galladay. Galladay, one of the seniors that we honored earlier. Back over to Emerson. Emerson gets it underneath. Sends it back across. Back out to Emerson. Emerson to Galladay. Galladay driving the right lane. Sends it back up to the top to Wesley. Wesley driving to the left. Loses control. Into the hands of Wittig. Wittig looking for help, gets to Villamonte. Villamonte sends it down court to Johnson. Johnson passes back out and goes out of bounds off of Villamonte. So the turnover back over to the Warriors. 15-6, 3:16 left of the first half. Inbound goes to Galladay. Galladay sends it back over to Emerson. Emerson gives it back to the top to Molinder. Molinder. Now we have Wesley. Wesley underneath to Emerson. Emerson gets back out to Galladay. Galladay driving in, tries to put it up, taken away by the Blue Devils in the hands of Johnson. Johnson to Villamonte. Villamonte driving in the lane and is not able to put it up. Knocked out of bounds off of the Warriors. So the Blue Devils get to inbound. So Edie back in for the Warriors. I do not have a number 1 on my roster for the Warriors, so I'm not 100% sure who number 1 is. Briggs inbound, gets it in the hands of Johnson, takes the 3, and that's off the mark. Rebound is in the hands of Wittig, but loses it, sends it forward to the Warriors. And putting it up is Edie. 17-6, 2:25 left of the half. Blue Devils go to the far side, trying to get it across, send it forward, and gets able to get it in underneath. Villamonte with a 3-point, but too hard in the hands of Molinder for the Warriors. Gets it over to Galladay. Galladay takes it down the court. Galladay sends it to Emerson. Emerson back over to Molinder. Molinder to Galladay, takes the 3 and is able to drain it. Blue Devils inbound. Johnson, I believe this is, and she's called for the travel. Yep, Mara Johnson called for the travel. Turnover to the Warriors. 20-6. A minute 44 left of the first half. Warriors with the lead. Inbound to Hancock. Hancock setting up the play. Gets it forward to Roberts. Roberts gets back across to Wesley. Wesley looking for help. Nice pass into Edie. She puts it up. Not able to get it going, but she does draw the foul. So we will see Karin Edie going to the free throw line again. That is the 4th team foul for the Blue Devils. Second personal foul going against Wittig. First attempt, that one bounces out. So Greg back in for the Warriors as well as Smart. Second one, no good. And we have a jump ball on the rebound. Possession arrow favors the Blue Devils. Ava Wilson in, and she is the one going to be inbounding. Sends it across, gets it to Campen. Campen driving forward, not able to get very far, looking for help. Sends it forward, able to get it into the hands of Field. Field has the ball knocked away from her, goes out of bounds off of the Warriors. Blue Devils with the inbound. Inbound gets in the hands of Champion. Champion looking for help. Dribbles into the line, puts it up, gets her own rebound, bounce pass back across. Gets it in the hands of Wilson. Wilson back over to Field. Field drives in, puts it up too hard. Wilson with a rebound. She's able to put it up and in for two. 20-8. Warriors with the lead. Hancock drives across the timeline. Sends it across. Gets it in the hands of Talia Roberts. Roberts to Greg. Greg to Hancock. Hancock goes to the top of the key. Looked at the three, but hands it off to Edie. Edie back across to Smart. Smart to Greg. 31 seconds. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Driving in is Roberts. Puts it up. She's called for the charge. So that's the third team foul for the Warriors. So conversation by all the officials right now. Galladay back in. So we have for the Warriors, Galladay, Wesley, Hancock, Smart, and Edie. Blue Devils with the inbound. 26.4 seconds left to the half. 20-8. Warriors with the lead. Inbound is not able to be contained. Goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Warriors. Warriors are probably going to try to do whatever they can just to run the clock here. Galladay inbound, gets it in and back over. Galladay puts it up. Rebound is in the hands of Wesley. Wesley sends it back out. Three-pointed top by Smart. Rebound by Briggs. 10 seconds left. Send it forward, but taken away by the Warriors. Sends it across to Galladay. Galladay. Smart, 1 second left. Not able to do anything with it. The clock runs out, and that is halftime. Warriors with a 20-8 lead. So again, we want to say thank you very much to all the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Booster Club. Tonight's game sponsor is Wahoo Dental Associates. We also want to say thank you very much to JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett. Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shut Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Sapphires are on your halftime entertainment. So once in a while we do have to interrupt the music because of copyright for YouTube, but we love bringing you the Warriors. It's the Wahoo Sapphires performing for you right now. That's the Wahoo Sapphires. Great halftime entertainment right here for the Warriors. Warriors over the Blue Devils 20-8 as we are in halftime.
Your K-1 numbers, ladies and gentlemen, are number 12, number 20, 16, 18, number 1, 10, number 4, 29, 33, 31, 13, 14, and number 30. Good luck. Tonight we're proud to celebrate our Wahoo basketball program and incredible athletes from the 2025-26 season. This year, Wahoo has grown to include more than 130 boys and girls in grades 3rd through 8th, all developing their skills, teamwork, and love for the game. We'd also like to recognize the 20 players who completed our Summer Shooters program. Their dedication and hard work don't stop in the off-season. Be sure to watch the video board throughout the night to see their names highlighted. A huge thank you goes out to our volunteer coaches and board members who generously share their time, energy, and talent to make this program possible for our youth. Your commitment truly makes a difference. And a special thank you to the Wahoo Youth Sports Association for their leadership and support of Wahoo and many other programs. They were recently honored with the Sam Crawford Award from the Wahoo Chamber of Commerce for their outstanding commitment to the youth in our community. Let's hear it for all of our Wahoo athletes, families, and volunteers. The future of Wahoo basketball.
Wahoops, one of our sponsors, the future of Warrior basketball right there. Wahoo Pep Band always doing a great job. Just 3 minutes away from the start of the second half. Warriors lead 20-8 over the Blue Devils. Again, we want to say thank you to all the sponsors being able to bring the activities on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online YouTube, BSDNlive.com, and Wahoo Radio 99.3 FM. Tonight's game sponsor is Wahoo Dental Associates. Also want to say thank you to JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First State Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, and Retire Path Advisors. Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway and Braster Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. So 40 seconds left. About ready to start. Back up for the second half. Again, Warriors with a pretty good lead leading into the second half. 20-8. Warriors have really made sure the Blue Devils have not had an easy time inbounding. So we'll see how, if the Blue Devils are able to change some of that, we'll see how that impacts this second half. All right, inbound gets into Galladay. Galladay gets it back over to Edie. Edie, it's a Hancock on the left wing. Hancock gets it back over across to Emerson. Emerson gets it into Wesley. Wesley back out to Galladay. Galladay back to Wesley. Wesley on the right wing goes across the top of the key. Now Galladay on the right wing, back to the top to Edie. Edie to Wesley. Wesley drives up underneath, puts it up, drops it in for two. Warriors with the Blue Devils with the inbound, get it into the hands of Field. Looking for help, gets it across over to Wittick. Wittick sending it forward, gets it past to Champion. Champion drives up, puts it up, not able to get it to drop in. Rebound by Galladay for the Warriors. Warriors take it back down the court, forward to Wesley. Pass tries to get it across, but knocked out of bounds. And that is Wittick that sends it out of bounds for the Blue Devils, so it stays with the Warriors. 7:05 left of the third period. 22-8. Inbound gets out to Galladay. Galladay at the top of the key. Gets it across to Edie. Edie comes across to Hancock. Hancock now driving in. Back out and gets it out to Emerson. Emerson drives in, puts it up, not able to do anything with it. Knocked out of bounds, and they're going to say it was out of bounds off of Wittick for the Blue Devils. Stays with the Warriors. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Comes across, three-point attempt. But it was able to restart the shot clock. Not able to hold on to it. Gets it in the hands of Field for the Blue Devils. Sending it forward. Gets it across. And that's in Champion's hand on the right wing. Back to the top of the key. Tries to pass underneath, but not able to get it past the Warriors as they able to. Edie steps in, takes it, gets it to Galladay. Galladay to Wesley. Wesley drives in, puts it up, rims around, and drops in for 2. 6 minutes left, 24-8. Champion with the ball for the Blue Devils. Again, having a hard time getting past the Warriors. Sending forward, and we see Edie with the tap away. 25, and that is Emerson takes the 3. Hancock with the 3, and that's long, but the rebound back in the hands of Galladay. Bounce pass over to Edie. Edie gets it across to Hancock, takes another 3. That time is good. 27-8, 5:22 left. Inbound. Full court press by the Warriors. Sends it across. Sends it all the way down. And nice open. Atkins puts it up. Able to get the drop and gets the foul. So she's going to go to the free throw line for the and 1. That's the first personal foul for Hancock. First team foul of the third period. 27-10. Adkins puts it up and not able to get a drop in. Rebound was brought in by Emerson for the Warriors. Gets it over to Galladay. Galladay drives down the court, sends it to the near side. Hancock with an open 3. That one rims out, and the rebound gets into the hands again, and that goes into Adkins. Sends it forward to the near side. 3-point attempt by Wilson. Drops it in. 27-13. Warriors with the lead. Driving it in, and Wesley able to put it up for 2. 29-13. And with that, a timeout is called. Again, we want to say thank you to all of the sponsors, part of all of our broadcasts for the Warriors. Tonight's game sponsor, again, is Wahoo Dental Associates. All the sponsors include JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sedona Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway, Home Services Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shot Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. So we have 4:31 left of the third period. Warriors 29-13 lead. Blue Devils with the inbound. Gets across to Champion. Champion picks up a dribble, looking for help. Not able to get it out. Galladay with the takeaway. She goes to put it up and draws the foul. Doesn't drop in, but and that is Aaron Galladay going to the free throw line for 2. That's the first team foul, second personal foul for Champion. First attempt is up, and that's too hard. Bounces off the back of the rim, comes back out. Vilmonte comes in and replaces Ruby Champion for the Blue Devils. Second attempt, that's up, and that rims out. Rebound gets into the hands of Wittig. Wittig to Vilmonte. Vilmonte travels to the right side, gets it over to Ava Wilson. Wilson sends it across to Field. Field underneath, And that gets in the hands of Atkins, puts it up for 2. 29-15. Day sends it to the near side. Driving in, puts it up. Goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Blue Devils. Wesley back in. And Edie back in. Inbound, gets into the hands of Wilson. Wilson sends it to Field. Field says to Villamonte, takes the 3. Is able to get it to drop in. Warriors with the inbound. Gets it to Smart. Smart to Wesley. Wesley looking for help. Tries to get it underneath. Knocked out of bounds off of the Blue Devils. Stays with the Warriors. Galladay and Hancock come back in, replacing Greg and Smart. 29-18. Inbound, back out to Emerson. Emerson drives in. Back over. Gets it over to Wesley. Wesley to Emerson. Emerson puts it up for 2. The inbound gets into the hands of Wilson. Wilson gets the ball, tries to pass, goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Warriors. Inbound into the hands of Galladay for the Warriors. Now back over to Emerson. Emerson. Actually, I'm sorry, that's Edie. Edie bounce pass underneath. To Hancock. Hancock tried to get it in the hands of Wesley, but goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Blue Devils. Villamonte to inbound. Gets it into the hands of Wilson. Back to Villamonte, taking it down court. Looking for help, sends it across, gets it back in the hands of Wilson, drives up, puts it up. Not able to get it to drop in, and the rebound is in the hands, and that was in the hands of Carney, who held it going out of bounds. Turnover to the Warriors. Galladay gets it across, gets in the hands of Emerson. Emerson back to Galladay, takes the 3. That one rims out and ends up going through several hands, back in the hands of Wilson. Wilson tries to get over Villamonte. Villamonte with the push, and that goes again. So that is Villamonte's first personal foul, second team foul. Inbound, gets in the hand of Emerson. Emerson to Wesley. Wesley now drives across, gets it back into the hands of Edie. Edie back out to Emerson to Galladay. Galladay to Emerson underneath. Puts it up, not able, but gets her own rebound. Emerson puts it up, drops in. Do they count it? Draws the foul.
Fouls on the Blue Devils, number 2, Ava Wilson.
So 33-18. Claire Emerson with a free throw. It's up and no good. That foul goes against Karen Edie. It's the second team foul for the Warriors. Ava Wilson to inbound for the Blue Devils. Gets it over to Field. Field picks it up, gets to Villamonte. Villamonte gets across the timeline, sends it back to Wilson. Wilson drives up, puts it up, and is able to drop it in. Galladay gets it down the court for the Warriors. Goes to the top of the key. Back to Hancock on the left wing. Drives to the free throw line, back out to Edie. Edie to Galladay. Galladay. It's all the way across to Smart on the near side. Smart back out to Edie. Edie. Hancock. Hancock takes a long 3, and that one goes out of bounds. So turnover to the Blue Devils. So 33-20, minute 16 left of the third period. Wittig to inbound for the Blue Devils. Gets in the hand of Wilson. Wilson. The ball gets knocked out of bounds, stays with the Blue Devils. Minute 10 left of the third period. 33-20. Wilson inbound, gets it to Villamonte. Villamonte at the top of the key. Trying to set up the play. Picks up the dribble and loses control. And Villamonte gets called for the foul. Going after the ball. That's Villamonte's second. Galladay with the ball. Gets it across. Underneath to Wilt. So we see Wesley. Gets the ball, puts it up for two. Champion looking for help. Triple team, double team. Running out of team. And as she had nowhere to go, but she does draw the foul. 36.4 seconds left of the third period, 35-20. So Claire Emerson in for Edie. Inbound, gets into the hands of Briggs. Briggs drives the lane. And she draws the foul as she goes in. So that is the fourth team foul and third personal foul for Claire Emerson. Blue Devils with the inbound. Send it all the way out to Villamonte. She looked at the three, but she travels in. Comes across to Wilson. Wilson sends across, but into the hands of Wesley. Wesley drives down the court for the Warriors. Down the line, puts it up and in for two. 14-13. Inbound. Gets it in the hands of Wilson. Wilson sends it forward to Champion. Champion. 3 seconds left. Gets across and just heaves it. Not able to drop it anywhere. So 3 complete. Warriors with a 37-20 lead. All right, we're about to start the fourth period. Blue Devils with the inbound. Warriors leading 37-20. Last of the regular season games for the ladies. Inbound gets in the hands of Rudy Champion. She takes it across to the timeline. Sets it up at the top of the key. Gets it across over to Field. Field underneath to Wittig. Wittig tries to put it up, not able to do anything with it. Gets rebounded by the Warriors. Edie sends it forward to Galladay. Galladay sends it across to Emerson. Emerson back out to Edie. Edie to Galladay at the top of the key. Emerson now, I'm sorry, that's Edie to Hancock. Hancock underneath, and is Wesley able to drop it in for two. Blue Devils inbound. Try to pass, but not able to do anything with it. Emerson with the turnaround. So now we have Wilson inbounds, gets it in the hands of Wittig. Wittig sends it across to Field. Field picks up the dribble, looking for help. Pass. And it's a 10-second violation. So turnover back over to the Warriors. The Warriors have really stopped the Blue Devils from being able to get down court. Inbound to Galladay. Galladay gets it in, hands it off to Edie. Edie drives in, bounce pass, comes across to Galladay. Galladay on the left wing. She drives to the top and into the lane, puts it up, too hard, comes back down. Rebound gets in the hands of Wittig. Wittig sends it forward, gets in the hand of Field. Field goes across to Champion. Champion now back over to Wittig. Wittig to the near side to Field. Field to Champion. Champion to Wittig. She loses control of it, but gets it back. Sends it all the way across to Champion. Champion drives in, puts the layup up. Rebound by Wittig, and as she goes up, she draws the foul. So that's the first team foul for the Warriors in the fourth period. Second personal foul by Hancock. First attempt is up, and that one rims out. 6:10 left of the game. 41-20, Warriors with the lead. Second attempt, and that's up. And that one bounces off. And the battle, the rebound, it gets into the hands of Chloe Adkins, and she draws the foul. So that's the second team foul for the Warriors, and fourth personal foul for Karen Edie. Edie comes out, replaced by Mollander. Blue Devils with the inbound, gets it all the way to the far side to Champion. Campen. And we have the pass is disrupted. Jump ball, and the ball goes to the Warriors for the possession arrow. Emerson inbounds to Galladay. Galladay takes it down the court for the Warriors. Top of the key to Hancock, takes the long three, and that one bounces out. Rebound gets in the hands of Champion for the Blue Devils. Trying to dribble out of it. Looking for help. Not able to do anything with it. And into the hands of Emerson for the Warriors. Hancock sends it to Galladay on the near side. That three is good. 44-20. Blue Devils trying to get down court. Pass is disrupted. Back in the hands of Emerson. Emerson drives in and rebound, gets knocked out of bounds off the Blue Devils, so stays with the Warriors.
Number 1, Emma Lacey.
Lacey. Emma Lacey is number 1 instead of 10 this time. So now we know.
In for the Blue Devils, number 1, Justine Villamonte.
Villamonte in for the Blue Devils. Inbound, gets back out to Emerson. Picks up, gets across to Galladay, takes the three. That one's off the mark. Rebound into the hands of Wilson. Drives down the court for the Blue Devils. Puts it up and is able to drop it in for two. Inbound for the Warriors, gets it in the hands of Galladay, taking it down court. Goes to the far side. 3-point by Roberts. That one is rebounded by Mollander. Mollander gets it back over to Roberts, puts it up. And Emerson with a rebound. Back out to Galladay. Now we have Roberts with a three. Back in the hands of the Warriors until timeout has been taken. Try to hold on possession. 4:29 left of the game. Warriors 44, and we have the Plattsmouth Blue Devils 22. Again, I want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of our broadcast. Sound a little different because I do have a wireless microphone going right now, so I can run the camera and do a call again at the same time. Tonight's game sponsor is Wahoo Dental Associates. We also want to say thank you to JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon at Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador, Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Sid Dillon, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Coming out of the timeout, Warriors with the inbound at their own baseline. 4:29 left of the game, 44-22, Warriors with the lead. Galladay with the inbound. Gets the ball back on the left wing, right wing, back across the top. Now to Lacey. Lacey tries to get underneath. Back out to Galladay, takes a long three, and good! Drains it deep. 47-22. Inbound gets knocked out of bounds by the Warriors, so the Blue Devils get to try again. So Galladay comes out for a break, replaced by Smart. Inbound, gets in the hands of Wilson. Wilson gets it to Champion. Champion in trouble. So Champion draws the foul. So that's the first personal foul was for Smart. Belmonte receives the inbound for the Blue Devils. Sends it across to Champion. Champion goes across, gets to Atkins. Atkins back out to Wilson. Wilson to Belmonte. Belmonte dribbles to the top of the key. Almost loses control of it. Pass gets into Lacey's hands for the Warriors. She drives, puts it up too hard. Rebound. Back in the hands of the Blue Devils. Wittig sends it forward to Belmonte. Belmonte going down the right side. All the way across to Wilson. Wilson drives up, puts it in. Draws the foul against Greg. So that is Greg's second personal foul. The fourth team foul for the Warriors. 3:24 left. Plattsmouth Blue Devils have no fouls. First attempt is up and good. Ava Wilson has one more attempt. So we have Beasley and Lacey coming in. Second attempt is up, and that one comes back out. Rebound by the Warriors. Smart sends it forward, and that's to Roberts. Roberts loses control, gets in the hands of the Blue Devils. Wilson taking it down the court. She's driving, puts it up, does not drop in, but does get the foul. So that is the fifth team foul for the Warriors. So that puts the Blue Devils in the bonus. Ava Wilson's first attempt is up and good. Emery Loster in now for the Warriors. Wilson's second attempt. That is long, comes out. And we have a violation. So that gives Wilson one more attempt. Attempt is up, and that one rims out. Knocked out of bounds by the Blue Devils on the rebound attempt. Smart to inbound, gets it in the hands of Roberts. Roberts sends it to the near side as Loster gets it back up to Beasley. Beasley hands it over to Roberts. Roberts drives in, puts it up, not able to drop it in. Rebound by Villamonte for the Blue Devils. Looking for helps, gets it in to Leslie, sends it across. 3-point attempt is too far off, and rebound by Wittig. She draws the foul, so it's the second personal foul by Talia Roberts. Warriors being in the bonus category for the Blue Devils. First attempt is good. Jerkerson, let's see who else. Lacey. Second attempt, and that's off the mark. And that rebound by Beasley for the Warriors. Gets it over to Lacey. Lacey sends it to the near side to Dirksen. Dirksen gets it to the top to Beasley. Beasley, Lacey, Lacey underneath to Greg. Greg puts it up, drops it in for two. (49-25). Philamonte gets it in underneath, sends it all the way across to Campbell. Takes the three, and that one's short. Rebound by Carney. They get it back out to Villamonte. Villamonte gets it back out to Campen. Her three-point attempt is off the mark. Rebound by Wilson. Wilson with a turnaround and puts it up for two. And with that, minute 55 left of the game. Warriors 49, Plattsmouth Blue Devils 27. Go ahead, and they're going to take a timeout. We'll take a breather ourselves. Warriors with the inbound, get it into the hands of Dirksen. Dirksen takes it down the court. Goes to the near side. Lacey looking for help. Gets it in the hands of Greg. Greg drives in. Gets it back out. And with that is short. That was Loster with the three-point attempt. Goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Blue Devils. Minute 33 left of the game. 49-27. Briggs takes it in. Or actually not, it's not Briggs, I'm sorry. That was Johnson. Drives down with a turnaround jumper, puts it up for two. 49-29. Loster with the ball. Goes to the right side and loses control of the ball as it's been knocked out of her hands. Goes out of bounds off the Blue Devils, so it stays with the Warriors. Loster with the inbound. Gets it back, gets it in underneath, and goes into the hands of Beasley. Beasley able to put it up for two. 51-29, 1 minute left of the game. Sends to the far side, driving underneath. Carney. And we have a jump ball underneath, and it is the Blue Devils' possession, so. Blue Devils send it all the way out. Get it out to Hanson, I believe. Cross. Johnson drives in. Underneath and puts it up. Not able to do anything about it. Rebound. It's in the hands of Beasley for the Warriors. Pass gets into the hands of Johnson for the Blue Devils. She's able to drive in, put it up for two. 51-31. 30 seconds left. Loster goes to the near side. Johnson for the Blue Devils tries to take it, but sends it out of bounds as the pass was intended for Lacey for the Warriors. 24 seconds. Sends it across, gets it in the hand of Dirksen. Dirksen. Get underneath to Beasley. Beasley called for the travel. 17.2 seconds left. Inbound to Johnson for the Blue Devils, taking it down court. Sets it up, it goes to the far side. The pass ends up going out of bounds. So Hanson not able to contain it. 9.8 seconds left for the Warriors. They can just dribble it out in the backcourt if they wanted to. Get it in the hand of Dirksen. Dirksen sends it all the way forward, and with that, the game is complete. Warriors with a win. That's the last regular season game. And it was senior night. Again, we want to say congratulations. Class C1 girls sub-districts will be hosted right here on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube channel and Wahoo High School at the Coach Mick Anderson Gymnasium. That is starting on Tuesday, so we're looking forward to that. Again, we want to say thank you to all the sponsors. Tonight's game sponsor is Wahoo Dental Associates. All sponsors for all activities include JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store and Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shuttle Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. We're going to go ahead and take a break as we are waiting for the next game to start. It is the boys basketball game. They have one more home game coming up next Friday night against Malcolm before their district start. So again, it's a great night for the Warriors, and we look forward to the next game coming your way. Thank you for being a part of it right here on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online YouTube, bsdnlive.com, and Wahoo Radio 99.3 FM. We are just a couple minutes away from the boys taking the courts as Wahoo Warriors taking on the Plattsmouth Blue Devils. Right here on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online YouTube, and 99.3 FM WahooRadio.com. So let's take a look at what we're going to be seeing here as the 16-4 Warriors take on the 10-10 Plattsmouth Blue Devils. So overall stats-wise for the Blue Devils, let's take a look at the leaderboard here. Points per game goes to Trayson Skalberg, 14.5 points on average. Field goal percentage is Nathan Frederick at 43%. Rebounds per game, Derek Nanke, 9.7. Assists per game goes to Trayson Skalberg, 3.4. Steals per game, also Trayson Skalberg at 1.6. Blocks per game, Derek Nanke at 0.7. Free throws per game, Nathan Frederick, 83% at the foul line. And the three-point percentage leader is Nathan Frederick, 35%. Going back to look at the stats for the Warriors, Cody Hesser leading the way with 18.3 points per game on average. Also, the field goal percentage leader, Cody Hesser, 55%. Rebounds per game, Cody Hesser, 7.4. Assists per game, that's Chase Kaminsky, 4.9. Steals per game, Cody Hesser, 2.3. Blocks per game, Cody Hesser, 0.8. Free throw percentage leader, Cody Hesser, 74%. Three-point field goal percentage, Cody Hesser, 42%. And overall points for the season, 365 points for Cody Hesser. We want to say thank you to all the sponsors that are a part of the Wahoo Warriors. Tonight's game is Wahoo Dental Associates. That is the sponsor for tonight's game. Warrior boys, they have one more regular season game. That's going to be next Friday, right here. We also want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Booster Club. JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store and Retired Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and Master Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Chubb Electrical Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. 3 minutes, and we'll have the starting lineups coming up here in a moment, and continue to bring you Warrior basketball on BSDLive.com, Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online YouTube, and 99.3 FM, WahooRadio.com.
Wahoo High School. Home of the Warriors. A special welcome to all our guests from Plattsmouth High School. This evening's contest is sponsored by Wahoo Dental Associates. Thank you to Dr. Jason Locke and his staff for their support of the Wahoo Athletic Boosting Club. Warrior athletic programs, coaches, and student athletes. Now the starting lineup. First for the Blue Devils. Number 0, senior Jason Smaller. Number 10, junior Nathan Frederick. Number 7, junior Alex Silky. Number 12, junior Eli Carter. And number 2, junior James Jackson. Head coach Mike Taylor. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your Wahoo Warriors. Number 7, with 6 goals, Ryan Rock. Number 2, Highland Senior, Nick Swimmer. Number 12, Highland Senior, James Kosinski. Number 5, 6'5" Senior, Cody Husser.
All right, we are ready for basketball. So we have Cody Hesser facing off against Zilke for the Blue Devils, and the Warriors win. Quick send forward to Kaminsky, takes the 3, and drains it. Less than 8 seconds into the game, the Warriors showing a pace. Blue Devils trying to get it across the timeline, not able to get there yet, but now able to drive across. Gets it into the hands of Skalberg. Skalberg sends it across to Zilke. Zilke into the hands of Jackson. Jackson comes across and gets it back out to Frederick. Frederick drives in, puts it up, not able to get a drop in. Rebound by the Warriors, getting the hand. And so we have Kaminsky. Gets it across to Glock. Glock underneath to Brigham. Brigham back out to Kaminsky. Kaminsky steps back. Calling the play. Back across to Kelly. Joey Kelly drives in. And ends up going out of bounds as Skalberg for the Blue Devils tries to take the ball but not able to contain it. So stays with the Warriors. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Inbound gets straight out to Brigham. Brigham goes across to Kelly. Kelly to Kaminsky, takes the 3. That one bounces out. And rebound is in the hands of Zilke for the Blue Devils, takes it down the court. Zilke sends it across over to Frederick. Frederick drives in, puts the jumper up, and is able to drop it in for 2. 3-2, 6:43 left of the first period. Kaminsky gets across. Kelly underneath. Kelly tries to take it, puts it up, but loses control. Gets in the hands of Skalberg for the Blue Devils. Takes it down the court. Drives in. Bounce pass across. Gets it into Zilke. Zilke back over to Skalberg. Skalberg sends it all across the near side. 3-point attempt by Frederick is good. Blue Devils with the lead now, 5-3. Bounce pass underneath of Brigham. Brigham sends it to Kelly. Kelly back out to Hesser. Hesser back to Kelly, takes the 3 and drains it. Warriors take over the lead again. Zilke sends it forward, gets in the hands of Walker. Walker sends it to the near side, gets to the hands of Zilke. Zilke back to the top to Skalberg. Skalberg into Jackson. Jackson looking for help, back out to Skalberg. Underneath to Jackson. All the way across to Frederick, who takes the three and is able to drain it. So with that, Plattsmouth takes the timeout, and they take a full time, 30-second timeout. Plattsmouth with the 8-6 lead. Tough, it's a tight game right away, and the pace is hot. Tonight's game sponsored by Wahoo Dental Associates. We'll talk about all the sponsors as we continue on, but we want to say thank you very much for joining us right here on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online YouTube, BSDNlive.com, and Wahoo Radio 99.3 FM. Warriors with the inbound. Bring them inbounds to Kaminsky. Kaminsky takes it down court. Sends it to the near side, gets in the Glock. Glock takes the three, and it's on target, but just a little bit off. Rebound gets in the hands of Skalberg. Skalberg says it to Walker. Walker back to Skalberg. Skalberg brings it to the near side to Frederick. Frederick hands it off. Gets in the hands of Jackson, takes the three, drains it. Blue Devils with 11-6 lead. 5:04 left in the first period. Kaminsky to Kelly. Back to Kaminsky. Kaminsky at the top of the key. Bounce pass to Hesser on the near side. Hesser drives in. Hesitates. Gets it in underneath to Kaminsky. He backs out. Too hard, but a good rebound by Brigham. Blue Devils waste no time getting down. The jumper by Jackson, just not able to get in. Rebound by the Warriors, get it down to Hesser, who drives in, puts it up for two. Back to within one. Deep inbound by the Blue Devils. Gets it across to Jackson, but it's taken away by Glock. Glock forward to Brigham. Brigham not able to get it to drop in. Pulled back out by Skalberg for the Blue Devils. Comes to Jackson on the near side. 3-point attempt by Zilke, not able to drop in. Rebound by Kaminsky. Kaminsky to Glock. Glock drops it in for two. 12-11, lead change again. Jackson with the ball for the Blue Devils. Takes it back to Walker. Walker back to Jackson. Jackson to Frederick. Frederick gets it across to Walker, then all the way across the far side to Skalberg. Skalberg gets it in underneath. Zilke with the two. Back and forth on the lead changes here. Hesser with the jumper and is able to drop it in for two. 14-13, 3:19 left of the first period. Again, tonight's game sponsor is Wahoo Dental Associates. We want to say thank you to all the sponsors. Sponsors include JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retired Path Advisors, Sit Down to Wahoo Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway and Home Ambassadors for Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Sid Dillon and Wahoo, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shuttle Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth Mollet Construction. Blue Devils with the inbound coming out of the break. Inbounds gets it to Zilke. Zilke sends it across over to Pellet. Pellet taking him down the court, sends it forward. Gets in the hands. Back underneath. Putting it up is Pellet for two. In is Hancock. Gets it underneath the Glock. Back to Hancock. Kaminsky all the way across to Brigham. Brigham underneath the Hesser as he drives in. Too hard. Blue Devils with a rebound. Frederick holds the ball back, gets it across to Skalberg. Skalberg sends it near side to Zilke. Zilke to Frederick. Not able to get it to drop in. Rebound by Hesser. He drives from the edge of court, but loses control into the hands of Wilson. Wilson for the Blue Devils. Pulls back, gets it in the hands of Skalberg. Skalberg tries to pass in underneath to Frederick. Tapped out by the Warriors, so stays with the Blue Devils. Nolan Pella stepping out to inbound for the Blue Devils. Gets it out to the top of the key to Skalberg. Skalberg back to Pella, back to Skalberg. Skalberg on the left wing. He drives in the free throw line, sends it in the near side. Zilke puts the three up and is able to drain it. 18-14. Kaminsky takes it down the court for the Warriors. Taps across, it's tapped away. Gets into the hands of Nathan Frederick, and he draws the foul. So that's the first team foul, first personal foul for Griffin Hancock. Blue Devils with the inbound. Minute 58 left of the first period. 18-14, Blue Devils with the lead. Inbound gets into the hands of Wilson. Wilson sends it across over to Jackson. Jackson trying to get control of it, not able to get it across. Is able to get it finally across the timeline by Pella. Pella gets it over to Frederick. Frederick tries to drive in. Taken out by Hesser. Hesser to Kaminsky. Kaminsky drives in, drops it in for two. 16-18. Blue Devils with the lead. Minute 28. Back across Pella. Sends it to the top of the key. Frederick drives in, puts it up off the mark. Into the hands of Hancock. He sends it forward to Kaminsky. Kaminsky pulls it back looking for numbers. Gets it across, all the way across to Hesser. Hesser blocked back to Kaminsky. Kaminsky drives in, puts the turnaround jumper up, and ties it up at 18 with a minute left of the first period. Walker, I'm sorry, that's actually Frederick, gets it across to Jackson. And that is a foul called against the Warriors. Second team foul, first personal foul for Jace Kaminsky. Blue Devils with the inbound. Get in the hands of Pella. Pella sends it back out to Zilke. Zilke sends it across to Jackson. Jackson trying to get some space, push in, sends it all the way across. In the hands of Wilson, takes the three, and that one bounces out. Hesser for the Warriors gets the rebound, takes it down the court. He drives across, turn around, looking to hold on to it, but loses control back into the Blue Devils' hands. Walker sends it forward. Zilke puts it up and in and draws the foul. So that is the third team foul for the Warriors. It gives the Blue Devils a +1 and one. So Cody Hesser's first. So we see Alex Zilke with the +1 attempt right here, and that is up and good. Inbound to Hesser. 18-21, 13 seconds left of the first period. Goes to Kaminsky, back to Hesser at the top. Kelly now has it, drives in, puts it up. Not able to get it to drop in, but does draw the foul with 2 seconds left. So going to the free throw line, it was the first team foul for the Blue Devils, first personal foul that's called against Chance Jackson. Kelly's first attempt is up and good. Joey Kelly with a second attempt, and that one comes back out. Hesser turns around, puts it up, and at the buzzer ties it up. 21-21. What an exciting way to end the first period. We'll be back in 1 minute as we continue Warrior basketball on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online YouTube, PSCNlive.com, and Wahoo Public Schools and WahooRadio.com. All right, we're back. Second period is about to begin. Blue Devils with the ball to inbound. In goes to the far side, but the pass going over to Walker goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Warriors. Brigham stepping out to inbound for the Warriors. Gets it into the hands of Kaminsky. Takes it down the court. Kaminsky back to Kelly on the left wing. Kelly dribbles to the top of the key. Gets it to Brigham on the right wing. All the way to Kaminsky on the left wing. Kaminsky to Kelly. Takes the three from the left corner and drains it. Takes the lead, 24-21. Blue Devils get it back out and gets in the hands of Zilke. Zilke to Chicago back to the near side. Frederick gets it over to Jackson. He drives in, and the layup is off the mark. Rebound by Brigham. Drives down, sends it forward to Kelly. Kelly puts the layup up and good. 26-21. Skalberg for the Blue Devils. Drives, sends it across. Puts it up for Zilke. It's off the mark. Rebound back in the hands of Walker. Walker sends it to Skalberg at the top. Skalberg gets it over to Jackson. Jackson dribbles to the left into the hands of Walker. Walker travels to the right underneath to Skalberg. Skalberg looking for help back out to Jackson. And to Walker. Walker gets it over to Zilke. Zilke, 16 seconds left of the shot clock. Jackson back over to Frederick. Frederick driving, hands it off to Walker. Back to the top to Jackson. Jackson to Skalberg. Skalberg looking to put the jumper up, off the mark, and rebound by the Warriors into the hands of Brigham. Brigham sends it forward. Glock with the three, and that's off the mark, but Hesser with the rebound, puts it up, draws the foul, does not make the points, but that's going to put him on the foul line. 26-21, 6:04 left in the first half. And that's the first team foul for the Blue Devils, and the first personal foul is against Grayson Skalberg. 27-21, Warriors with a lead. 6:04 left of the first half. Next attempt is up, and that is good. Blue Devils with the inbound. The hand of Zilke, takes it down court. Puts the three-point up. Rebound by Brigham. Brigham tries to send it. Skalberg gets his hand in the way. Pass goes forward to Pella. Offensive foul, turnover to the Warriors. Inbound to Kaminsky. Kaminsky takes down the court. Goes to the right side. Picks up his dribble, sends it to Kelly on the left wing. Kelly to Glock. Glock takes the three and is short. Rebound in the hands of Frederick for the Blue Devils. Sends it back to Skalberg to take it down the court. Sends it to the far side and taken away by the Warriors. Kelly over to Brigham. Brigham puts it up, 4-2. And with that, The Blue Devils take a timeout. 30-21. Suddenly like that, the Warriors take a 9-point lead. Again, we want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of all of our broadcasts. Wahoo Dental Associates is tonight's game sponsor. We also want to say thank you very much to sponsors like JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retired Bath Advisors, Sid Dillon, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Plattsmouth takes the timeout. Warriors with a 30-21 lead. Fast-paced game right here. 5:13 left of the first half. Skalberg inbound, gets it in the hands of Zilke, then back to Skalberg, takes it down the court. Sets up the play, gets it in underneath to Frederick. Frederick to Zilke. Zilke drives in, puts the jumper up. And it goes in, draws the foul. So, 23 with a +1. First team foul and first personal foul for Kip Brigham. The and one attempt is up and good. The old-fashioned three-pointer right there. Clock inbounds to Brigham. Brigham drives across, gets it to Hancock. Hancock to Kelly at the top of the key. Kelly drives in the lane, puts it up, but it's taken away. Back in the hands of Hancock. Hancock to Kelly. Kelly to Glock. Glock to Brigham. 13 seconds left. Hesser looking for help. Gets it underneath. Pass to Brigham, and he draws the foul. So that is the second team foul for the Blue Devils. The first personal foul for Alex Zilke. Kaminsky back in. It's the inbound, sends it out. Hancock. Hancock steps back with the ball. Sends it across to Kaminsky. He takes the three. Too hard. Into the hands of... So it's into the hands of Nolan Pella, and Glock and Hesser work it into a jump ball. And that gives possession back to the Warriors. Kaminsky inbounds, gets it underneath to Hancock. Hancock back to Kaminsky. Kaminsky on the right corner. Now the right wing back to Hancock. Hancock to Kelly on the... Hancock at the top of the key takes the three, and it bounces out. Back in the hands of the Blue Devils. Skalberg takes it down the court. Goes to the free throw line, sends it across to Zilke. Zilke takes the three. Rebound by Frederick. Back in the hands of Frederick. Frederick drives the lane. Bounce pass underneath. Good hands by Kaminsky. Takes it away for the Warriors. Sends it across to Hesser. Hesser loses control of it. And a lot of hands touch that ball before it goes out. It rolls out of bounds. Say it was off of Hesser out of bounds, so it's a Blue Devils ball. Inbound gets into the hands of Frederick for the Blue Devils, taking it down court. Goes to the near side as Zilke takes the screen, sends it across again to Frederick. Frederick back over to Wilson on the far side. The jumper comes back out. Kaminsky with the rebound for the Warriors. Goes forward, slows down, and gets it to Hesser. Hesser on the left wing to Kelly. Kelly to Kaminsky on the... He drives down the lane. Sends it all the way across to Hancock. He takes the long two. Oh, they call it a three. long three, and that one drops in. Hancock forward to Kaminsky. Kaminsky has her back to Kaminsky. He's underneath, drives it across to Kelly. Kelly takes the three, drains it. 36-27. Pella takes it down court, gets it over to Frederick. Frederick to Zilke. Zilke gets it crossed over to Jackson. Jackson drives in, tries to pass it over, but it's taken away by Glock. Glock ends up going out of bounds. Officials say went out of bounds off of the Warriors, which the Warriors did have some contact on that ball. So the Blue Devils with the inbound. Zilke gets it across to Walker. Walker sends it down to Jackson on the near side. Drives underneath. Back out to Skalberg. Skalberg gets it across. The three-point jumper is short. He gets his own rebound by Walker. Walker now with the ball. Goes to the right. Back to the top by Frederick. Frederick drives in. That one's too hard. Rebound by Brigham. Brigham sends it forward to Hesser. Hesser with the layup, but draws the foul. Not able to get it to go in, but he's going to go to the free throw line for two. That's the third team foul. Second personal foul for Skalberg. Cody Hesser at the foul line. His first attempt is up, and that's good. He has one more to go. Minute 24 left of the half. 37-27. Second attempt up, and that is good. Hesser comes out, replaced by Brody Milliken. Skalberg inbounds, gets it to Zilke, back to Skalberg for the Blue Devils. Sets up the play, goes to the near side. So Zilke drives across to Jackson. Jackson driving in the lane, and he draws the foul. I believe that's going to be called against Milliken. Yep, Milliken's first. Brody Milliken's first personal foul. So the Blue Devils inbound, get it to Jackson at the top. Now then it's over to Frederick. Frederick on the left wing. He drives in, puts the jumper up off the mark. Milliken with the rebound. Gets it over to Brigham. Brigham takes it down the court. Goes to Kaminsky on the right wing. Brigham on the top of the key now. Now Hancock, Kaminsky on the right corner. Kaminsky drives in underneath. The jumper is up and good. 41 seconds. 40-27. Skalberg taking his time, getting it down cross court, down across the timeline, setting up the play. Goes to the near side for Walker. Walker back to Skalberg. On the play. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 15 seconds left. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Jumper's up and drains the three. Milliken with a deep throw. And that is the half. Warriors 40, Blue Devils 30. We're at halftime. Again, we want to say thank you to all of the sponsors for being a part of our broadcast all year long, all the entire school year. Tonight's game sponsor is Wahoo Dental Associates. We also want to say thank you to JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Sapphires are going to be entertaining everybody as we continue on here. We will have to interrupt the music once in a while for copyright reasons on YouTube for Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. And so I'm just counting on YouTube. Again, we do have to cover up the music once in a while just to make sure we don't have conflict for copyright issues on YouTube. That it is the Wahoo Sapphires entertaining us at halftime. Wahoo Sapphires.
It's that time again, members of the Wahoo High School senior class will have a chance to win a $1,000 scholarship to the Wahoo Dental Associates Wahoo Public Schools Foundation Scholarship Shotgun Test. Attempting to qualify for this scholarship by making the layup, a free throw, and a three-point shot in 30 seconds is Owen McCourty. Let's make some noise!
This year, Wahoo's program will include more than 130 boys and girls in grades 3 through 8, all developing the skills, teamwork, and love of the game. We'd also like to recognize 52 players who completed our summer shooters program. Their dedication and hard work doesn't stop until off season. Be sure to watch the video more throughout the night to see their games highlighted. Our top girls shooter was Jess Molly. Our top boys shooter was Mason Simons. All summer shooters will get a prize, a shirt, and some gift cards. A huge thank you goes out to our volunteer coaches, to our high school coaches to help be advisors to our board members. Parents who show the time, energy, and talent to make this program possible for you. Your commitment truly makes a difference. Also, a special thank you to the Wahoo Youth Sports Association for their leadership and support of Wahoo and many other Let's give a hand for our Waterways athletes, families, and volunteers. Thanks for your help.
The band sounds amazing here tonight. Wish you were here to hear it in person. Again, just a few seconds away from the second half starting. Warriors taking on the Blue Devils. 40-30. Blue Devils will be inputting the ball as we start off the second half. Inbound. Goes to the far side. Back to Jackson at the top of the key. Jackson drives in. Sends it across back out. Gives to Silky. Silky takes the three. Drains it. Kaminsky to Glock. Glock back to Kaminsky on the right wing. He dribbles to the top of the key. Bounce pass underneath the Hesser with a turnaround jumper. He puts it in for two. 42-33. Blue Devils on the near side. Jackson on the right wing. He drives to the top of the key. Gets it over to Skulberg. Skulberg hands off to Walker. Walker takes the three, and that's off the mark. into the hands of Hesser for the Warriors. Taking it down the court. He puts the layup up. It's off the mark, but rebound pulled in by Walker for the Blue Devils. He slows down. Gets over Skalberg on the near side. Skalberg drives down the right side. The jumper is up, and that's off the mark. In the hands of Hesser for the Warriors. Forwards it to Brigham. Brigham sends it to Glock. Glock takes the three. Drains it. 45-33. Blue Devils inbound. Get it in the hand of Skalbeck. Goes in the near side. He drives in. Too hard. Glock with the rebound. Sends it forward to Kaminsky. Kaminsky all the way across to Glock. He takes the three from the far side and drains it. Jackson takes it down for the Blue Devils to the right wing. He loses control into the hands of Kaminsky. Kaminsky, as he's going, he draws the foul. So that's the first team foul for the Blue Devils. Second personal foul on Chance Jackson. 48-33, Warriors with the lead. A week from tomorrow, yes. A week from tomorrow will be the last regular season game for the boys. The ladies played their last regular season just a little bit ago, as next week the Lady Warriors will be hosting C1 sub-districts right here. Kaminsky picks up the ball, looking for help, bounces across to Brigham. Brigham back to Kaminsky. Kaminsky takes the three, short, and rebound is pulled in by Zilke. He's looking for help, gets it to Skobik. Skobik to Jackson. Jackson sends it all the way across to Frederick. Frederick to Skobik on the near side. Back out to Jackson. Jackson drives in the lane. Looking for help. Tries to get some space. Pushes up and in for two. 48-35. Kelly open. Puts up the jumper. Nyan. Tap back out. Not able to recover on that one. Skalbeck at the top of the key for the Blue Devils. Zilke stops the dribble and then tries to take off, gets called for the travel. Turnover to the Warriors. Kept Brigham to inbound, gets it into Kaminsky. Kaminsky to Glock. Glock to Hesser at the top. Hesser to Kaminsky. He takes the jumper on the right side. It's short. The rebound gets in the hands of Zilke. Zilke for the Blue Devils, taking it down the court. Goes across to Pella. Pella hands it off to Wilson. Wilson back over to Zilke. Zilke takes the jumper at the free throw line. And a collision right there, and that is first team foul for the Warriors and second personal foul as Brigham. He knew he did that one, and Brigham again going up. Battle for the inbound ball. He's getting called for his third personal foul, second team foul. Inbound. Gets into the hands of Wilson. Wilson to Skalbeck. Back across to Zilke. Zilke steps and takes the three. It's off the mark in the hands of Glock for the Warriors. He sends it forward to Kaminsky. Kaminsky with a layup. 50-35, 4:05 left of the third period. Inbound to Skalbeck. Sends it, but Brigham finally pays off on his aggressive. Gets over to Kaminsky. Puts it up for two. 52-35. Warriors putting on the gas right now. And jumper, and that is by Frederick. He's able to drop it in for two. Timeout called by the Blue Devils. 52-37. Tonight's game is brought to us by Wahoo Dental Associates. We also want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Booster Club, JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Wood Smith Builders, Simon's Home Store, and Retire Path Advisors. Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shed Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth, Molly Construction. Well, we are continuing on with the third period. Warriors 52, Blue Devils 37. 3:38 left of the third period. Inbound goes to Kaminsky. Kaminsky takes his time getting it down court. Setting up a play. Moving Hancock across to the left side. Block with the three. And the points get put back up, but not able to get it to drop in. Back in the hands of the Blue Devils. Get it across to Pella. Pella to, I believe that's Wilson. Wilson sends it out. Skalbeck saves it from going across the timeline. Sends it to the top of key, Frederick. Frederick drives in. It's to Wilson. Wilson to Skalbeck. He puts up the jumper and is able to drop it in for two. Inbound to Kaminsky for the Warriors, 52-39. To the right wing with Hesser. Hesser drives in, puts the layup underneath, and never good. Inbound gets to Skalbeck. Skalbeck sends it across to Frederick. Frederick drives the lane. He puts the jumper up. Not able to get it to go in the hands of Pella. So that's the third team foul for the Warriors. Second personal foul for Chase Kaminsky. 2:17 left of the third period, 54-39. Blue Devils with the inbound. So Walker with the inbound, gets it in the hands of Frederick. Frederick sends it to the top to Zilke. Zilke back to Frederick, takes the three, and that's short. And back into the hands of Kaminsky. Kaminsky sends it forward to Hesser. Hesser drives, gets it in with a nice layup for two. 56-39, 2 minutes left of the third period. Jackson loses control in the hands of Kaminsky. He goes down and puts the layup up. Is able to go in and draws the foul. So that's the second team foul. Third personal foul for Chance Jackson. And that is putting Chase Kaminsky at the foul line for the and one attempt. Minute 45. The and one is up and good. 3 points the old-fashioned way. Walker for the Blue Devils gets it across down to Frederick. Frederick on the left wing. Back out to Zilke. Zilke sends it to Jackson. Jackson all the way across to Edwards. Edwards sends it back out to Zilke. Zilke to Jackson. Jackson on the right wing drives in, comes back, gets it across to Walker. Walker gets it over. 3-point attempt by Zilke and rebound by Glock for the Warriors. Gets in the hand of Brigham. Kaminsky. Kaminsky sends it to Hancock. And that is short. Rebound by the Blue Devils. Walker brings it down court. Sends it to Jackson. Jackson drives in the lane. Underneath to Edwards. He puts it up and in. 59-41, 52 seconds left of the third period. Kaminsky with the ball, takes his time getting it down the court. Picks up the ball, sends it to Hancock. Hancock, the pass tries to get it underneath the Gigstad, but it goes out of bounds off of the Blue Devils. 37.9 seconds left. 21 seconds on the shot clock. Kaminsky with the inbound. Sends it back out. Hancock drives in. Puts the jumper up and is able to get it to drop in for two. 61-41, 20-point lead for the Warriors. 24 seconds left. Jackson setting up the play at the top. Looks like he's waiting out the clock to have the last play of the period be with the Blue Devils. Drives in the lane. Gets underneath. Bounce pass underneath. Turnaround jumper is off the mark. And that is the end of the third period. Warriors 61. Blue Devils 41. We have 8 more minutes to play. Again, we want to say thank you to all the sponsors. Tonight's game sponsor is Wahoo Dental Associates. We also want to say thank you to JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops. Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon and Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway, Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bedek, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth Molly Construction. And we are about to start the fourth period. Warriors with inbound. Brigham gets it to Kaminsky. Kaminsky sets up the play at the top of the key. Kaminsky to Hancock. Hancock on the right wing. He dribbles to the top. Back over to Brigham. Brigham to Kaminsky at the top now. Kaminsky sends it across the block. He takes the three. That one's off the mark. Rebound gets into the hands of Pella for the Blue Devils. Sends it forward. Pass underneath. Not able to go up. Rebound by the Warriors. Get it in the hands of Kaminsky. Takes it down the court. Hancock gets it to Brigham. Brigham to Hesser. Hesser with the layup. 63-41. Skalbeck with the ball for the Blue Devils. Goes to the right wing. He drives in. Pulls back, gets it underneath. And the rebound is by Glock for the Warriors. He sends it forward to Brigham. Brigham to Hesser. Hesser takes the three. That's a little off. Rebound by Skalbeck for the Blue Devils. Sends it forward, and that gets into the hands of Wilson. Wilson back to Skalbeck. He's on the left wing. To Frederick. Frederick drives. Gets it underneath Skalbeck. Skalbeck gets under. Oh, nice pass underneath there. The rebound was all Warriors, but they were fighting each other. And that gave the Blue Devils a chance to get in there and to take the ball away. So, with the inbound, not able to do anything. Hesser with the rebound. Hesser drives, gets it back to Kaminsky. Kaminsky at the top of the key. He moves to the right side. Back at the top of the key. Over to Glock. Glock looked at the three, bounce pass underneath to Brigham. Brigham to Hesser underneath. The layup is up and good. 65-41, 6 minutes left. Goes to the near side. Gets it over to Walker. Walker to Jackson. Jackson sends it out to Zilke. Zilke back to Jackson. Takes the three. And that one's off the mark. Rebound by Kaminsky. Sends it forward to Brigham. Brigham to Hesser. Hesser drives underneath. Sends it back out. Kaminsky with the three. That one's too hard. Rebound by Glock. Glock to Kaminsky. Kaminsky drives in the lane. Picks up the ball. Gets it over to Hancock. Hancock takes the three. Drains it. 68-41, 5:20 left of the game. Frederick drives back, gets it over to Zilke. Zilke takes the three, and that one's short. Could have let that one go, but sent it back in. Hesser gets it across over to Kaminsky. Kaminsky down to Hancock. Hancock back out to Glock, takes the three. That one's off the mark. And the rebound is, wow, that's a big battle right there. Won by the Warriors. Bounce pass underneath to Hesser. He puts it up for two. Say it's all contact of the ball, not each other, so keep play going. Skobeg puts the layup up and good, 70-43. And with that, the Warriors, once they get across the timeline, they take the timeout. .4:19 left of the game. Warriors with a 70-43 lead. Again, tonight, the ladies had their last regular season game. C1 sub-districts will be Tuesday and Thursday of next week right here. You can watch that on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube channel. The boys will be back home on Friday against Malcolm. That's going to be the last regular season game and the senior night. So look forward to having all of that coming your way. Well, we're about ready to inbound the ball. Kelly stepped out to inbound. Gets it to Hancock. Hancock back to Kelly. Looked at the three, bounce pass underneath. Gets it over. And Gigstad with the layup for two. Off to the far side, Edwards gets it back out to Kazeska. Back over to Edwards. Edward drives, puts the layup up, draws the foul, is not able to get it to drop in, but that is the first team foul of the period for the Warriors. Second personal foul going to go against Brody Milliken. That is sending Braden Edwards to the free throw line for two. His first attempt is up and too hard. Bounces off the back of the rim out. One more attempt. .72-43, and the attempt is good. 72-44. Kelly inbounds to Hancock. Takes it down the court. Bounce pass underneath to Milliken. Milliken gets it out to Kelly. Kelly drives the lane. The layup is up and good. Inbound for the Blue Devils. Walker takes it down the court. Gets to Zilke on the near side. He drives in but loses control. Warriors inbound, gets it to Hancock. 3:23 left of the game. Hancock setting up the play. Tries to pass underneath, back behind Glock, not able to connect. Turnover to the Blue Devils. Edwards sends it to the top to Wilson. Wilson gets it over to Zilke. Zilke in the lane, back over to Wilson. Wilson underneath to Pella. Back to the top to Kazenska. And now we have Pella. Pella takes the three, it's short, goes out of bounds. Becomes a Warrior ball. Kelly inbounds to Hancock. Hancock takes it down the court. Goes across. Gets in the hands of Gigstad. Gigstad sends it across to Hancock. Hancock underneath to Shada. Pass goes in, and that's the first personal foul or team foul And first personal foul for Edwards of the Blue Devils. That is sending Eli Shada to the free throw line. First attempt is too hard. Bounces out. Second attempt is good. 75-44. Actually, so that must not have been good. I'm sorry. Was out of bounds, so. Oh, it was good. 75-44. Blue Devils inbound. Goes to the near side. Pella. Cross to Edwards. Edwards sends it across to the near side to Boret. Boret back out to Pella. Pella gets it into Wilson. Wilson takes the three, and that one bounces out. Glock with the rebound. Tries to get it across to Hancock. Goes through his legs and out of bounds. 2 minutes left. 75-44. So Kelly, Hancock, Glock come out. So Simon, let's see who else is in. Boret goes in, puts it up, not able to get it drop in, but does draw the foul. So that is the second team foul and third personal foul for Brody Milliken. Isaac Boret at the free throw line. First attempt is up and good. 75-45, 30-point lead for the Warriors. Max Michael in for the Blue Devils, replacing Pella. Second attempt, and that one comes out. Rebound by Simon. Simon for the Warriors. Sends it forward, gets it into Milliken. Milliken. Now into Gigstad. Gigstad back over to Packus. Takes the three and drains that one. 78-45. Minute 27. On to the far side as we see Barrett. Gets it crossed over to Wilson. Wilson top of the key. Back to Barrett. Barrett turned around. The jumper's up. And that one is off the mark. Rebound in the hands of Milliken. Milliken sends it forward. Gets in the hand of Simon. Simon all the way across into the hands of Wasner. Wasner with Packus. Packus underneath. Gigstad turn around. It bounces out. Rebound by the Blue Devils. Blue Devils send it forward to Kazezek. Back out to Wilson. 44 seconds. Barrett. Back to Wilson. Wilson gets it over to Michael. Michael to Wilson. Takes the three. Barrett. Nope. It's back across. Tries to get it passed across to Michael. Taken away by Quincy Gigstad. And with that, the Warriors can just dribble this one out. Gigstad with the orders just to dribble it out, and that is going to be our game. Countdown from 8, 7, 6. Again, Warriors with a 78-45 win. And that is the game. Warriors going to be back at home. They're going to be back home next week, Friday night, for regular season as they face Malcolm. The ladies will be hosting the C1 sub-districts starting on Tuesday. We again want to say thank you to all the sponsors. Tonight's game sponsors, Wahoo Dental Associates, but we also want to say thank you to all of the Athletic Booster Club sponsors. JEO, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Well, that's going to wrap things up here tonight. Again, thank you for being a part of all of our broadcasts, and I hope you have a good night. The next broadcast for Wahoo Public Schools YouTube will be on Saturday, as they are going to be hosting district wrestling. 3 mats in the morning, 2 mats in the afternoon. And then Class C1 sub-districts for girls basketball Tuesday, Thursday. And the boys are back home Friday for their last regular season. We'll be back bringing in all the coverage we can right here on BSDNlive.com, Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online YouTube,